Stop what you're doing. If you ever spend hours on a beat only to realize it sounds muddy and amateur, this video is for you. For years I made 5 critical mistakes that kept me stuck, frustrated and on the verge of quitting. Today I'm giving you the cheat codes so you can start making music that actually sounds good. I've been producing, playing drums, guitar, bass, basically everything for years, and even with all that musical background I still fell into the same traps every new producer hits. Each unfinished project felt like a little monument to my failure. So if you're just starting out in 2026, trust me, these tips will save your wallet, your workflow and your sanity. Mistake 1. Not learning any music theory. Let's start with the one I was most stubborn about. I refused to learn any music theory. I thought it would kill my vibe and box me in. I just click random notes in the piano roll, hoping to find a melody that worked. My chord progressions were basic and my melodies had no emotional impact. I was just guessing, and it was holding me back. But here's the reality check. Music theory isn't a set of rules. It's a map. It's the language of music. Not learning it is like trying to write a great novel without understanding grammar or sentence structure. It doesn't trap you. It gives you the tools to express your ideas intentionally. The solution is simple. You don't need a degree. Just learn one major scale and one minor scale. Learn how to build basic triads. Watch a 10-minute video on common chord progression. Once I understood how chords relate to each other, my workflow got 10 times better. It gets faster and my beats finally started to have real emotional depth. Mistake 2. Overproducing every beat. Bro, this one was really wild for me. I used to think a good beat needed like 12 melodies, 6 counter melodies. I thought adding more meant a fuller sound. But really, nothing had room to breathe. Reality check. Most charting songs today are simple. Painfully simple. Space is source, space is impact. This usually happens because you're insecure about your core idea, so you try to hide it with layers because you don't trust minimalism yet. The fix? Start with your melody, then drums and bass. Get that foundation sounding amazing on its own. Then aim for 6 to 10 layers maximum. Before you add anything else, ask you, what is the sound actually doing? If you don't have a great answer, mute it. Once I learned to leave space, every beat suddenly sounded 10 times clearer and 10 times cleaner. Mistake 3. Not learning sound selection. This one is totally underrated. I used to grab any kick, random snares and random hats, and then I wondered why my mix sounded muddy. I thought my mixing skills were the problem, but the issues was there before I even touched the fader. Fact? Great sound selection is 60% of the mix. A track built on weak sounding samples will never sound professional. You need to understand. Bright sounds go with dark sounds, a heavy bass needs a punchy kick, and white melodies need tight drums. Too many white sounds just create chaos. To level up fast, listen to reference tracks you admire and try to match the textures and the tones. Build your own go-to folders. Your mix instantly levels up when your sounds already fit together before you even touch an EQ. Mistake 4. Ignoring gain staging completely. In my early mixes, absolute trash, believe me. So I knew enough not to let my individual tracks clip into the red. But my master channel was a different story. It was always slam, always. Constantly flirting with distortion. I thought louder is better and would just crank everything up. Then wondered why my final export sounded like trash. Real talk, gain staging isn't sexy, but it's what separates a clean mix from a chaotic one. The goal isn't just to avoid clipping on one track, it's to maintain a healthy signal level across your entire project. Here are the rules. Keep your individual tracks peaking around -12 to -18 decibels. Most importantly, don't be afraid to pull your master fader down a bit. A quiet, clean mix with lots of headroom can always be made louder in mastering. A loud, distorted mix is ruined forever. Once I started respecting headroom, my mixes instantly sounded cleaner, wider and way less muddy. Before we get to the final and possibly biggest mistake, drop a comment and let me know which of these you're guilty of. It helps a lot to know you're not the only one. Mistake 5, the biggest one. Never finishing tracks. The biggest mistake, the one that all the others feed into, is never actually finishing your music. I had hundreds, literally hundreds of half-finished 8-bar loops or 16-bar loops. I'd get a great idea going, feel that spark, and then perfectionism would sneak in and I would tweak it until the excitement was gone. But finishing is a skill. And you only develop crucial skills like arrangement, transitions, mixing, and knowing when a beat is done by actually finishing. You don't get better by starting 100 beats. You get better by finishing 20 or 1. What fixed it for me was setting a deadline for every beat. No endless tweaking. Export it even if it's not perfect. Done is better than perfect. Every single time. We all know it's never perfect. So yeah. These 5 mistakes slowed me down hard in the beginning. Master the tools you have, become obsessed with sound selection, keep your arrangements simple, learn gain staging, and most importantly, finish your tracks. Once I fixed these, everything clicked. I got a better workflow and felt way less frustration. If you're making beats right now, which of these mistakes are you guilty of? Drop it in the comments, and if you want a part 2 or a video about what I would buy today if I had to start from zero, just let me know.